What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to shoot a card from one hand to the other hand. So let's get started with the tutorial. Now to start off this flourish, I like getting into it by performing the flicker. So if you guys don't know how to do the flicker, there's a fantastic tutorial on it. I first learned it from the Verts, so I'll put the link to that in the description so you guys can check that out. But I'll give you a really quick and brief overview. So the way the flicker works, again, this is you can fast forward through this part if you know how to do it, or check the video out. But the way flicker works is you start off in this grip right here, pointer finger on top, thumb on the bottom here. You're gonna come over with your middle finger, grip the opposite end of the card here, right, and grip that, let go of the thumb. That comes out like this. Put your thumb next to your middle finger here. So you bring that around, boom, right? This is what you do. Bring that around like this. Grip it again with your index finger and thumb, and you're just repeating that process, right? And that's how I'm using it in this video to perform the card throw. But again, if you want a more in-depth tutorial, link to that in the description. So again, the way I like to start out, I come here, grip this, go over like this, and now instead of continuing from here where I have my index finger on top, middle finger on the bottom, and thumb next to my middle finger, so the way I continue here is I come over with my ring finger and I put that on top like this. So it's gonna look like this. We got that index finger, middle finger underneath the card, and ring finger right here. And then you're gonna take your thumb and put it on this top corner of the card opposite to where these fingers are clipping onto it. So again, getting into that position, you grip the card like this, index finger and thumb. You do the flicker, get it here. Now you're gonna push down a little bit with your thumb. So the card's grip like this, push down a little bit till you get close to the edge, but not completely on the edge. So it's gonna look something like this. Now from here, you're gonna grip the other side with your thumb like we talked about earlier, right in this corner. And now this is where you actually begin to shoot over the card. So now, let me actually show you from a different perspective. So as you can see from here, I have the fleshy parts of my fingers above this card right here, but that is not what you want. You want the card to be placed between this top fleshy parts of your finger. So you want the card to be placed like this. Oh geez. You want the card to be placed like this and not like this, right? So you want it right here, close to the tips of the finger. So now from this position, once you're here, you're gonna start pushing forward with your middle finger on the bottom right there. You're gonna start pushing forward like this and really building up tension within that card. And then all you're gonna do is release with your thumb and watch what happens. So you can see that the card flips out, except it gets stuck on this ring finger right here. So what you actually wanna do once you get into this position, when you release with your thumb and pushing up with your middle finger, you wanna simultaneously, when you release your thumb, you wanna actually get rid of this ring finger as well. So if you do that all together, sorry, my hands are super sweaty for some reason. So if you do that all together, that's what's gonna happen. Now, when I first started doing this took me a lot of practice, because I know when I did this, I released with my thumb and I'm like, this card's not even flying out. It's just like a door hinge that's just turning. Nothing's happening. So again, you wanna keep in mind that they're near the tips of the fingers. You're pushing with this middle finger on the bottom here, not in the center, but on this edge as well, right there. And then you're releasing with your thumb and ring finger at the same time. And that's what really gives you that spin like that, okay? And it also helps if you flick your wrist a little bit. So instead of being stationary like this, you could also flick your wrist to really give it that nice spinning motion. Now, let me see if I can show you guys this from, from my angle. Now, hopefully, as you guys can see, we come here, I perform the flicker, get to this here, middle finger, index finger on top, ring finger right there as well, push down with my thumb here, so it looks like this. I come close to the edge here, but not really, grip with my thumb here. After I grip with this thumb, I actually readjust this grip, so this way you could see there's too much of my middle finger, or my, what finger is this? My ring finger that's sticking out here, so I want to get that right there. So now as you can see, it's more closer to the tips of my fingers. That middle finger is pushing it, and my thumb's gonna release, and it's gonna look like that. Now hopefully that gave you guys a little bit better of a perspective. So just breaking down the whole thing again, we come here, we go into that position, get to the tips, and now we get ready to launch the card. And now you want to aim where the card is landing, right? So when you first start off, you're not really going to have great aim with it. And I know I didn't, because I had the card flying forward, backwards, to the left, sometimes to the right, which was not the case that much, but it still happened. So you really want to aim the card, and that's going to be in your release timing of when the time difference between when you release this ring finger and when you release the thumb. So the more you start practicing it, the better you're going to get, right? Get into the position, aim where you want to fire, and then just let the card spin into the deck. Right? So it will require a lot of practice, and there are a lot of cool things you can start doing with this hand as well while you're performing that. So a lot of cool things to learn. Is there anything else I have? Now, I actually started learning this since I did my last cardistry react video, because I realized, of course that fell, because I realized it looks really cool, and it's just so cool to do. I think next maybe I'll tackle doing the bullet. You can see right now it's not perfect, but we'll get there. We'll get there soon, and then I'll do a tutorial on it. So we're gonna make some good progress. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go check out my Patreon page to help support my channel, because your support really means a lot to me. So the link to that will be in the description, along with all my social media stuff. So make sure to go check that out as well. And all that being said, I will see you in the next video.